Hello everyone, welcome back to Genshin Impact. I know I haven't streamed Genshin Impact for over 40 something days. I know I haven't streamed Honkai Star for over some time, and I have not streamed Xenoblade Zone Zero for some time. But, for the time being, hello, welcome. Skirt came and I managed to do some pulls and managed to pull her in 35 pulls. So, I was going to try to go for a weapon, but realizing that I probably won't be able to get it. Sucks. It is what it is. It's not a big deal. I will potentially possibly get her weapon next time she reruns, but I'm saving all my summons for Sea Lolly, and the reason why I'm waiting for Sea Lolly is because, for the time being, I have Sea Lolly's weapon fully maxed out on Nahida. And the fact that I'm also going to get a 28% increased damage bonus, if I'm correct, and getting within 15 seconds after a equipped character creates a shield. Well, for the time being, I don't think there is a Catalyst character I own, at least, that creates a shield besides Yanfei. But you need C4 Yanfei, which I have C5, so I could use Yanfei, but why do that if I can run Sea Lolly that can create a shield, and because it's Elemental Mastery, she would work super well. She would work super well with Malvika. If not just Malvika, she can work pretty well, pretty much with a lot of these characters. Especially potential Sir Nuvelet is here too. But for right now, it's time to just dive in. I've been actually using Barbara with this team, with Dragon Thrill, Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayer, to give that 48% boost to Skirt, because with it, she gets such a massive boost, and because she's at 65.6% crit rate with 190% crit damage, due to the fact that I'm also using the Hunter set, that gives a 36% on top of that. Basically allows me to have 101% crit rate. Yes, I know I overcapped it. But once I ascend her, she's going to get literally borderline almost 200% crit damage, which is a perfect 1-to-2 ratio for her. So I can't ask for anything better than that. On top of that, the weapon I'm using is actually Wolf Fang. It's one of the Battle Pass weapons I got a long time that I got for her, for Farina. But if you don't have this weapon, you can use Calamity of Eshu, which is good if you have a shield, which at that point, once I get Sea Lolly, I'm throwing this on her, and she's going to be an absolute monster, because her normal attacks is going to be increased by 40%. She won't overcap on her crit rate. She will get a damage boost from Sea Lolly. She will get a damage increase by Farina, and she will also get a damage boost with Shinnok. For the first time ever, I have found a cryo character that I really enjoy, and that's not saying with a lot of things. Even though I do not have Shinha maxed out, which is okay, it's not a big deal. We do need to, yeah, tomorrow we're going to be farming these. Just to get this weapon. I know I need to get the refinements. I've been lacking on this. Fishing is not on my priority. It looks like they added a new in-game mode called Onslaught. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Because what's this? Because this is something that I mentioned about the Spiral Abyss having a co-op. Wasn't this the thing they added? Is this a new in-game content? I need to ask. It doesn't feel like it might be, but it probably is. For the first time ever, Barbara feels pretty viable due to the fact that she gets the boost. She gets the actual. Alright, summon a whirlpool or water dealing. Okay. I might actually fully upgrade that. Due to the fact that she can actually res. I'm just gonna go ahead. For the first time ever, I'm actually leveling up Barbara. What was this? Is this? Yeah. Alright, well, I need to ascend her. Should I? For the first time, do I even? Ah, man. We'll hold off on that. But for the time being, the last time I haven't played the game, I still have not did Sea Lolly story quests. I did not do the 5.6 story quest. And then we also got the new Dainslet story quest. I also got to do all these character story quests. And it looks like they removed the key requirements for the stories. Which is kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, I still got the CLLD one. We're gonna do the 5.6 one, because, from Mondstadt real quick. And go from there. And then tomorrow, we might do CLLD's story quest and just get that out of the way. I think that's only going to be like a 2-hour story quest. And then try to push through and then, do I do Skirt story quest or Danelis? I think we do Skirt story quest first. Hello, Junior. Return to a special story mode. Oh, hold on. I forgot to turn the story text back on. Oh well. The dialogue. If it lets me. Here in the sec. Greetings, Paimon and the Traveler. Hey, Catherine. Still doing the whole no commission during the Windbloom Fest thing? And generally, yes, but people in Mondstadt don't dictate their work to others this time here, but feel free to take a look around. I think you'll pick up something unusual. Take a look around, huh? People are not celebrating it. It's finally Windbloom, and here I am ruining everything. You're a bit tired, no big deal. Give it some time. How about doing something fun tonight? We could go take a stroll or go stargazing. Stargazing. Like, we find a spot. You know people start reserving places in Star Snatch Cliff the moment the sun goes down. Sorry, just not in the mood. I should go. Okay. Kaya! I'm flattered, although I do wonder whether that is intended for outside ears. Oh no, of course not. I'm sorry, Captain. Just pretend I didn't say anything, and I'm happy with Boom Festival. I'm just gonna skip all this dialogue because it's just them flirting. Not at all. You're exact two people I've been trying to find. So, Traveler and Paimon, how you been? Okay. Alright, let's put the dialogue up. Can I... I'm trying to, actually... Settings... Audio...
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level
There. Oh, no, we don't want that. We want this. Oh. We actually have dialogue now, so... Eula.
Kaya, you found them.
Yep, I managed to track them down.
Good. With what's about to happen, it's great to have you in town.
Whoa! Headquarters are packed! What's going on?
Honorary Knight Paimon. Oh, it's an honor to meet you. I believe introductions are in order?
Oh. Allow me to have note, Captain of the 2nd Command, and Captain of the 3rd Company, and Eula, Captain of the 4th Company, and me, of course, the Captain of the 9th Company.
Oh, you're all captains?
That's right. Master Jean is waiting for you inside. She'll explain everything.
Jean!
Oh. I see why I probably didn't play this.
A trial Albedo.
I cannot understand the confusions. I can understand. Wait, I never in one of our trials before. In truth, we haven't had to conduct one in quite some time. The Knights of Favonius oversee most matters of the law and order in Mondstadt. Of course, in the interest of fairness, major cases are tried jointly with the Church. Under the guidance of Barbados, the Knights uphold the cavalry's justice in the spirit of our order, and the Church carries blessing and the goodwill whenever the wind can reach. Today's case requires the joint trial by both parties.
Which means it's a serious one. So, do you need our help?
There's someone missing. Just now, there is someone missing. Where is Albedo?
Right! He's the captain of the investigation team. But we didn't see him out there.
A keen observation, traveler. But what happened would be exactly why I called you here. In the upcoming trials against Captain Albedo, we will do our utmost to understand the facts in this case and deliver the fair and
Albedo
verdict.
is the one on trial? What did he do?
Gene, it's time. Understood. Traveler, Paimon, come with me. Please sit whatever you like. I only ask that you remain calm no matter what you hear. I need to head over there. Don't worry. The trial will be fair. Now that everyone is gathered, this kind of sucks. There's no dialogue for this, like audio dialogue. Now that everyone is gathered, let us begin. With the Grand Master walking away from Mondstadt, for the time being, I, Jean Gore, will oversee today's process. The deacon of the Church of the Favonius will serve as an accessory and represent our organization. We will ensure just verdict in this case.
Oh, that's a new face. Deacon of the Church. Does that mean he works with Barbara and Rosaria?
The defendant in today's case is the captain of the investigation team, Albedo. What did you do? Certain aspects in this case are classified, and it remains uncertain whether the victim of the citizens of Mondstadt. As such, this trial is not open to the public. The identifies the victims are still unknown. Strange. If the guilt is established in this case, all facts will be made public after the final verdict is delivered. Now, the captain company, Miss Herthra, will present the charges, and then the court appointed Mr. Kaya to speak to Albedo's behalf. Are both parties ready to proceed?
Ready
Yes.
to proceed.
Miss Hertha, the floor is
Prior
yours.
to this trial, the Knights of Favonius, in conjunction with the Church, launched an investigation into Mr. Albedo for suspected murder and unlawful disposal of human remains.
What? What? Albedo murdered someone? Who hurt Klee? Who hurt Klee? He's gonna kill you.
Murder?
Dot, dot,
A
dot.
witness stated that, 11 days ago, in the middle of the night, she saw the defendant southeast of the city gates, dragging a large object she later identified as a human body.
As a human body, how do you know if it was the middle of the night? Do you have proof?
No. There's no way!
No. How would she see Albedo carry a dead body in the middle of the night at the south gate, which has no lights?
We now call that witness to the stand. Beatrice, please tell us what you saw.
So, is that what she was trying to tell earlier?
Well, I was out late that night on business. And when I came back, I saw someone in the moonlight that looked like Mr. Albedo. He was dragging a huge bag of some kind. I thought it was strange, so I followed him. Then, there was a sudden flash of golden light. The bag opened, and inside there was a body! Mr. Albedo's vision allows him to manipulate the ground with ease. So he buried it, and then removed any traces on the ground. Before he left, it seemed like he looked in my direction. Maybe it was just my imagination, but I was terrified thinking he might kill me too. Luckily, he didn't see me.
Do you understand? Albedo could have killed you. He knew you were there if you looked at your direction. I now turn to the defendant. Description your whereabouts that night. Oh, of course, no dialogue. I was working in my office on the second floor of the Knights of Favonius headquarters. That's right. The next day, the defendant submitted his latest environmental report on the Dragonspine region. Considering the length of the text, it must have taken a considerable amount of time to finish.
Can anyone attest to the fact that the defendant was working in his office that night?
No.
Then the length of the report is not a sufficient alibi.
This isn't looking good.
If the crime did occur as you described, then what about the body? You mentioned the joint investigation. Well, was the body recovered?
Not yet.
In other words, you dug up a location Miss Bernstick described and found nothing. You don't find that suspicious.
I know what I saw. I'm telling the truth, Miss Hertha, I swear. Also, didn't you say that speaking out would help protect the people of Mondstadt? Otherwise, I'd never put myself out here like this.
You're doing the right thing. Besides, the investigation wasn't fruitless. A single man's shoe and a torn piece of fabric were found in the bushes near the crime scene. The same location the witness described. If no crime occurred, then is all this just a coincidence?
If it was a shoe and a torn piece of cloth, but there was no body, how do you know it wasn't left there after? And yet, no victim has been identified, correct? Right, that's what I said.
It's true. No one has been reported missing. However, Miss Beatrice harbors no ill will toward the defendant. Her testimony clearly points to a crime, and she has no reason to lie.
Does the defendant wish to say anything in response? You may believe otherwise, Miss, but I did not kill a single person. As a knight and the captain in the investigation team, I have a duty to protect Mondstadt and its people. You accuse me for murder, but there's no body or motivation.
The defendant raises an important point. Motive. Yet, I must be frank, not all murders are premeditated. Spontaneous conflict can also have unforeseen consequences.
Actually, yes, all murders are... Yeah. I don't know what you're smoking. They are. There is a motive for every murder.
Nevertheless, I don't intend to prosecute this case on circumstantial evidence alone. Which brings me to the second charge against Mr. Albedo.
What's that?
Second charge?
Please progress.
7 days ago, at dawn, a witness saw the defendant dispose of the body of an adult male in the area between Dragonspine and Dawn Winery. I now call the second witness to the stand.
Wait, that's...
D-Luke? Please tell the court what you saw. At 3:40 in the morning, I saw Mr. Albedo dispose of a body beneath a cliff. It was dark, but he used the power of Geo to illuminate his surroundings. From what I could tell, it looked like a body of an adult male, tall, thin, but I couldn't make out the age. He buried the body underneath the cliff and smoothed it out of the ground to remove any trace.
We now have accounts from two separate witnesses that describe the same modus operandi. Would you call that a coincidence?
I would only require as to what Mr. D-Luke was doing in that area, so earlier in the morning, not the most opportunity time for a stroll. Is there such a thing as Dawn Winery is my home. It's not unusual for me to take a walk in the area. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. That's all. Master D-Luke is a well-respected figure in Mondstadt. I see no reason for him to frame Mr. Albedo, yet the question remains, where are the bodies?
Before you suggest a lack of evidence, Mr. Kaya, you should know. After the defendant left that morning, the witness found this where the body was buried.
And this is what looks like a teeth of human. Now it does beg the question if the burial was flesh or why this is all that remains of the body. But I suppose Mr. Albedo is the only one who can answer that. Careful now, Master D-Luke. I do believe I hear a presumption of guilt in there somewhere.
These remains suggest an accelerated rate of decomposition. Considering the defendant's profession, there's reason to suspect that alchemy is at play here. Both witnesses saw golden light, a known byproduct of alchemy. That's how the defendant destroyed the bodies. The light also explains how the witnesses were able to get a clear view of the events in the dark.
So that's your angle, alchemy. As a logical assistant, but we have no witness of our own. The afternoon before the allegation's second murder, Mr. Albedo had lengthened intelligent exchange with his student, Sucrose. The two were in the library until the next morning. Why did the discussion last so long? Miss Sucrose was presenting the results of her research. She noticed some flaws in the data and insisted to review over her calculations until the next morning with Mr. Albedo's present. That's right. We were in the library together.
You're certain Mr. Albedo was present the whole time?
Yes, and I know Mr. Albedo would never kill someone. He could never be that cruel.
Nevertheless, the other witnesses have no reason to lie. Tell me, Miss Sucrose, that meeting in the library, were you awake the whole time? Sounds like a considerable duration to go without sleep.
Oh,
I do hope you can be truthful with us. It concerns the safety of countless Mondstadt citizens. A crime like this cannot go unpunished.
I'll take it from here. During our meeting, Sucrose did fall asleep not long after midnight. It's alright, Sucrose. You don't have to lie for me. This is the sacred place of judgment. The truth is paramount. Mr. Albedo, I see. Then I'm afraid your alibi cannot be sustainable. Do you understand? Yes, I know. Claiming innocent without proof isn't enough. But argumental has its own holes. There has been no mention of a motive or what exactly method could reduce a human body to those remains.
No conclusive evidence of guilt. But the witness accounts do match to an extent that can't be dismissed. This is a tricky one.
Allow me to submit another piece of evidence. The investigators intercepted one of Mr. Albedo's correspondences. I will now read the pertinent parts to the court.
Correspondence. Oh no, that envelope does look like it belongs to Mr. Albedo.
I have never abandoned the subject of human research. In fact, delving deeper into Dragonspine has led me to realize that the concept of life could be further expanded and transformed into that of birth. The mystery of human birth is often linked to death. As such, death is the most suitable material for the creation of new life. To that end, we must engage in a process of putrefaction and refinement.
Putrefaction and refinement.
Is that in reference to an alchemical process?
The letter continues. Experimental trials have been carried out in the northwestern part of Dragonspine, in the area southeast of Mondstadt's main gate. The data is as expected. Just as you endeavored to do, I too shall take up the path of creation, and break through current limitations to reach a new realm of living beings.
I trust that investigators have confirmed this to be a handwriting, and that letter makes more than passing mention of in refinement.
Not to mention, the locations indicated in the letter match both crime scenes. What more can we trust than the defendant's own words?
No, it can't be true.
I can't believe
A
it.
guilty verdict cannot be delivered without sufficient evidence. In order to protect all parties involved, that is what our principles demand. My original assessment was that we lacked said evidence. But now, it seems the only remaining questions are the identities of the victims, and the specific alchemical process used in this case.
Ha. Then we are in agreement. The evidence's conclusion on the charge of the murder and unlawful disposal of human remains, the court finds the defendant guilty. The people in the attendant appear shocked. No one can believe the kind of well-mannered person like Albedo could commit such a crime. Jean is unsatisfied with the verdict, have time to submit or appeal, but most appears hopeless in this moment. As you watch Albedo taken back to headquarters, You get a strange feeling that something's hidden is about to come to light. It all comes back to the letter, a secret that you and Albedo know all too well, but the people of Mondstadt have yet to discover.
Why would Albedo do something like that? Oh, this has to be a nightmare.
Told me his secret once, that he was a human created through alchemy. Could that have something to do in this case? But what? Following just because he would only make him more of a suspect. This took a turn for the worse.
Rosaria! Oh, when did you get here?
She was behind us the entire time, Paimon. I've been here the whole time. I happen to have a message to pass along for us. Yes, you needed at Star Snatch Cliff. He's waiting for you there.
Who is he?
You'll know when you get there. Go on now. Time is like the wind. It waits for you for no one. Someone that's waiting for us that we know. Okay, the currents of your related to your past adventure. Would you like to quickly go over and review those experiences? Yeah, sure. I believe this is an event story quest that people never actually got to experience. So I didn't experience, so we're going to go ahead and see this. A shadow amidst of a snowstorm review. You and Paimon went to Dragonspine to ask Albedo, who was conducting research there, some questions about alchemy. Only to encounter a series of strange events, strange soft noises echoing throughout the mountains that could not be traced. The ransacking and the theft of an alchemy note. At the campfire site, Albedo disappeared after a chat outside the cave, but have no memories of the incident. At the same time, Eula encountered Albedo elsewhere on the mountain, attempting to lead a child away, and he attacked Eula. Upon being discovered, you were able to confirm that the presence of a mystery figure was impersonating Albedo. A running battle ensued, an ambush, in the beginning of an ambush, hunting and being hunted. In the end, Albedo eliminated the giant mutant Whopperflower, posing as him. Yet there were more than 2 people wearing that face on the mountain. That is kind of crazy.
Fearless. Merciless. Merciless.
Oh. Venti.
Ah, traveler, Paimon. I could hear your arrival upon the wind. Were you looking for me? Venti, did you send us that message?
No, I did.
Whoa, where did you come from? Wait, Venti, do you know this guy? His name is, what is his name again?
Didn't think I was that unmemorable. I'm Dahlia, Deacon of the Church of
Dahlia.
Favonius and Herald of the Animo Archon Barbados. Not gonna forget next time, right? That's right. I noticed you during the trial. The legendary honorary knight. You seem to have a lot of thoughts on your mind, so I thought we should have a chat. After all,
Why does he look
I
like
am
he's a
the
character
herald of
that looks like...
Barbados. If the people of Mondstadt are in danger, I should keep the Animo Archon in the loop.
So he knows.
Wait then. You know about...
About what? The fact that my tavern-hopping nomad of a friend is Barbados himself?
Don't worry. Dahlia and I are close. He knows everything. Besides, a god needs someone to communicate their will in a formal setting, and no one does that better than Dahlia.
Not that I saw that coming when we first met. But back to the matter
Why
at
does
hand.
he look like he's
I
from a
believe
character
you two
from
already know about
Conjuria?
Albedo's background.
If you mean his true identity, then yes. Yeah, we do.
So, you know too, Venti? That's surprisingly Archon-like of you. Ah, well, I knew from the moment Rhine-Daughter and Alice brought Albedo to Mondstadt. When those two are in town, no one can afford to slack off. The Kryda Prince, a perfect specimen of synthetic life. At this stage of the case, there are countless questions surrounding Albedo's motive. His true identity is a potential weakness.
A synthetic being loses control of their sanity and goes on a killing spree. That's how a novel would frame the story, and people are inclined to agree.
Albedo has told us before that humans often value the ordinary over the transcendent and miraculous.
And the slightest difference is perceived as other. A very common phenomenon.
Which means we need to find a way to help your friend.
What do you know about the situation, Vinty?
Me? Well, I know that Albedo is a synthetic being, and that a lot of strange things have been happening in Mondstadt, even though Windbloom should be about drinking and having fun. We noticed that too! The minute we got here, something was off.
I've picked up on most of those too. Miles is out of sorts. Beatrice seems anxious. Although I didn't know Donna stopped being interested in Master Diluc.
When no love remains for the songs to tell, the world becomes naught but an empty shell. Cruel is said fate, cruel it may be, were it not for a hero who could set us all free. What are you getting at, Tone Deaf Bard? Oh, just making a comment. There are always unavoidable trials in life. At least, that's what Barbados would say. A certain someone is going to need to overcome a trial like that. In such cases, even the Seven know better than to tamper with fate. If only there was a brave soul willing to aid their friend in his time of need. Should he meet a terrible fate, all of Mondstadt could be worse for it. If you wanted our help, you could have just asked, you know. Well, even if Albedo wasn't at the center of this case, protecting Mondstadt is part of being an honorary knight, right? You'll still have help, of course, which is why I prepared a little surprise. Behold! A bomb! Don't worry, I removed the fuse, so it's not going to explode. Say hello to the Dodo communication device. So, this thing belongs to you now? We're old pals. Don't think she'd care if I borrowed it for a few days. Anyway, this invention, with a little help from a trick of mine, will allow us to keep in touch. Just take it out and we can chat. That's all I ask. No matter what comes, you have the wind on your side.
Why did it have me go all the way out there just to come all the way back? I know you all must be shocked, but the evidence is solid. Alberto's situation is not looking good.
I still don't believe Albedo would do something like that. Using living people as alchemical test subjects? It's like something out of a novel.
Perhaps it's best for me to remain impartial, but I've worked with Albedo before. He's an alchemist, not a sadist.
This version of events is hard for me to accept as anyone, but, said Alba, is very different from the rest of us. Perhaps there is things we still need to learn about him. Let's see what Albedo has to say for himself first. Would you mind giving me a moment, everyone? A private matter requires my attention.
Hey, Jean!
Traveler Paimon, perfect timing. Kaya has a favor to ask. Like Jane said, after the verdict, we have time to submit an appeal, and I will do my utmost to convince Albedo to accept it. He's been acting strange, and I can't read him for the life of me. But I need you two to start investigation in this case. Yes. It's almost also time for you to get involved. Do you want us to join? No. We'd like you to launch an investigation of your own. I'll continue to working on his defense. In the meantime, if you find anything that might help in his case, let me know. I know this is against the spirit of the season to task you with this, but Albedo is a trusted member of our ranks. We owe him the benefit of the doubt. I know you'll get to the bottom of this, Traveler. You'll never fail us in our time of need.
But what if the accusations turn out to be true?
Then you will have done a great service all the same. I'm expecting a retrial. Until then, you're welcome to have a look around his office on the second floor. I'm counting on you.
Wait, Captain Kaya! Surely I can't just...
These two are here on Jean's orders. She asked them to investigate Albedo's office.
Oh, in that case, head on in.
So this is Albedo's office. Pretty much exactly how Paimon pictured it.
Alright, I have some work on my own, so I'll leave you to it. Good luck, you two.
Alright, let's see what we can find.
Start on the left. Eva notes lie on the table. There are a symbol. They resembled the ones you've seen before, but the content is different this time. As always, the penmanship is impeccable, careful, and neat, certain elegance in its uniform, much like a human set himself. One of the notes reads, it's highly... Upon use, the target will decay within an extreme short period of time, turning into dust that is nearly invisible to the naked eye before dissipating into the air. There is a test tube on the shelf with some black powder residing at the bottom. Next to it lies a neatly written note. it is the next stage after soil, but the material still. Yeah.
Nope. No idea what that means. Not sure if it's too hard for Paimon or too hard for anyone outside this line of work.
A lockbox sits on the desk. A latch bears the sign of wear, such as suggestions that importance of whatever lies within. The box likely remains locked most of the time. But now the lid remains wide open, as if the owner was forced to leave in a hurry and didn't have time to lock it. Perhaps the letter accepted by the Shurs was once stored here. The remaining content should hold much weight evidence, but you still get a strange feeling after reviewing them. In elegant penmanship letters, the material and arcane format requires a human. Yeah. Ooh! And these records likely origin from Condrian, art of Herman, but yeah. But does not mean I support it. They're right there. Who owed Albedo a favor, but also urged him to refrain.
Human transmutation? Is Albedo seriously looking into that? Ooh, Paimon doesn't want to think about that.
It doesn't look good, but this letter can't directly prove that Albedo did anything. Besides, a like that must be too dangerous to share with public, right? That's why it wasn't brought up during the trial. This is the last one. There's a stack of books on the desk, most likely related to the alchemy. Yeah. Some of the pages has been marked as alchemy symbols, and the others S-shaped or triangle symbol drawn on them. Any potential meaning is unclear.
These books are so fancy! Albedo must have gone to great lengths to get them.
And after moving the book, the desk looks like almost empty. Your hand slipped while moving the book, causing the cover book to strike the desk and resulting in a noise of a bit unusual. It's subtitled, but no experience of an adventure. It sounds too hollow, almost like there is a compartment within the desk.
Wait, it looks like there's a hidden compartment under the desk.
There does appear to be a compartment added to one side of the desk. It was very well hidden. The lock mechanism is complex. It seems to involve elemental powers in some way. Perhaps you could try using the power of Geo. The hidden compartment opens. Inside lies a piece of paper with more information. Fester and almost manifest of rot. When fested forces and insufficient amount of life energy collides, the two will repel each other, triggering a powerful side effect. When I tested this alchemy experiment, the results refined was startling. Breaking through a shackle of life, a simulation of ... projects. I must take advantage of this opportunity.
The name of the project is blotted out in ink. What could it be?
If this is something to do with creating a simple life, would Albedo go that far for one of his experiments? No, that can't be. That the notes is on the map, a few markings on it. 2 of the mark located correspond to the crime scenes, and the 3rd appears to be in Dragonspine. Alright, so I know where those 2 are. That's okay. It's hard to pill to swallow, but in the result, if the results are correct, there could be a body hidden in the last location, or at least, at the very least, what remains of them.
What does this mean? Oh, do you think something might also be buried at the last location? Alright, that seems to be it for this place. We should go tell Jean what we found. Oh, Vent is calling! Let's answer!
How's the investigation going? Find anything?
Oh, we found stuff alright. Stuff that only makes Albedo look even more suspicious.
I see. So, Albedo's researching something that doesn't help his case, huh? Not promising. We should be grateful Albedo's true identity remains hidden. If it gets out that he's one of Rhindaughter's creations, there'd be no separating him from her past. As we both know, Rhindaughter's approach to alchemy and ethics was pure madness, and the evidence you just found, let's just say it could convince even those closest to him of his guilt. Perhaps even you.
I don't think the handwriting was fake. Also sounds like it.
Then it comes down to trust. Do you trust Albedo?
I absolutely do.
He's our friend. We should keep the faith. And if he really is the culprit, he must have had a reason. Right? Maybe he's just not allowed to talk about it. Yeah, that must be it.
Either way, a fair investigation means coming to a conclusion presented by the facts.
Does that mean even Venti no longer believes in him?
Remaining objective has its own value. Remember, none of this is your fault. Just report back with an honest assessment of the facts.
Yeah. Well, let's go find Jean and tell her what we learned. Wait, that's Miles. What's he doing here?
Oh, sorry. I heard voices and wasn't sure if I should check who was inside.
It's okay. We're here on Jean's orders.
Ah, I see. I'll, leave you to it then.
Hold on. You didn't hear what we were saying, did you?
Oh, not really. Nothing that made sense anyway.
Well, do us a favor and just forget anything you might have heard, okay?
Oh, sure. You got...
That map we found in the hidden compartment seems important. We should check out the marked locations.
I hate going to Dragonspine. It's such a cool area of the game, but I hate the cold.
Mine to wield. Transfiguration!
Oh!
Wasn't expecting this.
Ready, steady, go!
Your hard work is paying off, as it should.
Alright, probably not using this team, while I'm in Dragon Spine. No, we don't want that. Where's... Arlecchino? Oh no, I took Arlecchino off. No!
No need to fret.
Yeah, we'll
I
keep
shall
Karina.
handle this.
Yeah, man,
May knowledge guide you.
Oh boy! Oh boy, oh boy! Oh my god. Oh yeah.
We should be getting close.
Although everything is covered in snow, you notice a spot. Remove the snow. Yeah. Did an animal do this? Or some monster?
There's a hole, but no body. The prosecution's argument is that Albedo used alchemy to destroy the bodies. But this location is different from the other two. Why not fill the hole? Or smooth out the ground like the other places?
If one person did this, why not remove the traces like the others? And if Albedo isn't the one responsible, why was this location marked in his notes? You return to the Knights of Livonia's... Yeah. You're back. Did you find anything?
Yeah, but none of it helps Albedo's case.
I see. Complicating results, but your effort is... But did... Yes, he asked for the retrial. There is still questions surrounding the victims and the disappearance of the bodies. And minimal remains that were uncovered have been sent, which should provide some answer. It's just...
What's wrong?
If the victims turn out to be Mondstadt citizens, the situation becomes all the more serious. The second trial would likely have to be open to the public, and I doubt public sentimental will be in Albedo's favor.
Yeah, not when the charges are so serious.
The second trial is set to take place in 2 days. I hope you consider attending this one as well.
Of course, we'll be there. In the meantime, we should all just stay positive.
Well said. When the time comes, I'll carry out my duty as best as of my ability. Miles. Oh, fast forward 2 days. Whee!
We should meet up with Jean. It's about time for the second trial.
Alright, you two. Let me know if you're ready. I'm ready. Alright, follow me. We're gonna do another trial. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now into the second trial against Mr. Albedo. I, Jean, will once again oversee the process. Representing him from both sides remain unchanged. Mr. will continue to serve the assessor. Yeah, I'm not. Defendant, in this case, Mr. Albedo, captain of the investigation team. With that, I now bring this trial in order.
Yes, we sent the teeth and the femur bone found at the scene to the church's medical office, and were able to conclude that these are, in fact, human remains.
I have a feeling Miles and her are whopper flowers, disguising as victims.
In addition, the investigators were able to identify several Mondstadt citizens who appear to have been missing for quite some time. Forensic analysis of the remains allowed us to pinpoint the age and gender of the deceased. Interestingly, one of the missing individuals matches that profile to a T. The medical office couldn't spare the personnel, so Miss Rosaria is here to present the results to the court.
Hensman, male, 46 years old, material is single, hunter. Concluded in the last trial, his disappearance went unreported, likely due to his lack of yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. I can't speak. In addition, the medical records show that he sustained a mechanism related to his injury to his leg 3 years ago. The damage of the femur bone Mr. DeLuke found is such as an injury. Therefore, we can conclude that one of the victims in this case is Hellman, a specialist eyes technical was likely used to accelerate the rate of the...
Is it reasonable to assume this technique to be alchemical in nature?
Or magical, both are possible.
Thank you for your testimony.
The identity of one of the victims is now confirmed. But what about the defendant's motive?
Considering what he wrote in the letter, we can deduce that the defendant needed subjects for an alchemy experiment. Who better than individuals whose disappearance would go unnoticed? In other words, he sacrificed the good people of Mondstadt for his own gain. A truly vile act. In addition, another witness has agreed to testify. Miss Donna, if you would.
Another one? Huh.
Wait, Donna from the flower shop?
Are these all the people that had weird side effects?
I'm sorry it took so long for me to come forward. But the night Master DeLuke saw Mr. Albedo, I was there too. I was camping with a friend and we decided to stop near Dragonspine. I couldn't really get comfortable that night, so around dawn, I decided to go for a walk. And that's when I saw Master DeLuke. I thought it might be nice to, chat. So I headed in his direction, and then I saw it. Someone at the bottom of the cliff was getting rid of a body. I was terrified the person might see me. Even after I fled, I couldn't shake that fear. And I started to wish I never had a crush on Master Diluc in the first place. If I hadn't wanted to talk to him, I would never have been in that situation. Well, I didn't want to come forward because I was scared. But Miss Hertha convinced me it was the right thing to do. I'm sorry it took me so long.
That's weird, because Diluc did not mention she saw her. And she didn't say that... Yeah, she said dawn, where Diluc said the morning.
Yes. Thank you.
The two witnesses corroborate the same sequence of events. That just leaves the question of how the defendant disposed of the bodies.
I believe the answer lies in the alchemical technique mentioned in the letter. The defendant is the most accomplished alchemist in Mondstadt. He has the skill, no question.
Wait, does she mean...
She means us. Uncovers that in Mr. Albedo's office was the most important of which is this map. This map was found with the defendant notes, marking the correspond with the description in the letter and the locations of the crime scenes. Does this map belong to you? Yes. Were you the one who marked these locations? Yes. Do you realize that basically on missional of guilt, missionaling of guilt, don't you? The evidence against you is nearly insurmountable. No. Since you uncovered the... I might as well...
We have witnesses and physical evidence. What could you possibly say in your defense?
What I always have, I've never killed a single person.
Ugh, you have some nerve. Saying that when the evidence is stacked against you?
Convincing case, I'll give you that, but I will not admit to something I didn't do.
So, what? You're just going to bombard the court with excuses?
That's rather dismissive way to refer the innocent man you're speaking in his own defense. Besides, I'm not making an excuse. I'm extremely impatient.
That won't make the charges against you disappear, Mr. Albedo.
Perhaps not, but the patience comes with a own reward. It's easily for things to remain buried in the snow until someone comes along and brushes it away. Seems serious, but unfazed. Does that mean he really didn't do anything He mentioned brushing off snow. In that case, isn't that supposed to be a hint? If it was a hint, then it must have something to do with Dragonspine. Which reminds me of one location marked on the map we found in Dragonspine that wasn't it. Traveler, you were the one who uncovered the notes, right? Then I'm assuming you visit the third location marked on the map as well, yes. Can you tell us what you found? You nodded your head and give an honest account of the scene you found in Dragonspine. Whether it was kept in a hole was gone, and was surrounded area bored with markings of unknown creature with everything covered in snow. No one knew there was something to discover in the first place.
Then, there must also have been a body.
I need to think about this. What clues am I missing? The first mark is a body. A single man's shoe, torn piece of fabric were found in the bushes nearby. Taken together, evidence that Albedo's killed someone to conceal the body. The second marked location between Dragonspine and Dawn Winery, where Diluc saw Albedo bury a body of an adult male. Diluc described nearly the same events as Dick. There is no reason for them to collude against Albedo, so they should be trustworthy. Found some teeth and femur bone at the scene. Confirmed his version of the events because she was also there that night. The two should have no reason, wouldn't lie about something like that just to get Diluc's attention. Not to mention, been acting strange since before the trial. According to the results, teeth and the femur bone belonged. Did Albedo really use a chemical to reduce the body to a few bones? And does that mean he's the killer? The third marked location in Dragonspine, we only knew about it because we found the map in the hidden component. During our investigation, Paimon and I discovered a hole beneath the snow, big enough to hide a human body. There were also claw marks around the outside, but there was no body or any remains whatsoever. The difference between the marked locations. I marked the 3 locations on the map and found the hidden component. There was a difference between them. Based off of what we know, all 3 locations were likely to use to hide bodies, but the holes were dug into each area certainly seemed big enough. But unlike the first 2 locations, there were claw marks around the hole in the third location, and no witness saw anything happen there. Dragonspine is the home of all manners of monsters and wild animals. Could some kind of creature have dug up the body? But why wasn't that the case in other locations? The mark didn't look fresh, which means the hole in the third location has been there longer than the other 2. But if the hole at the third location wasn't made around the same time, does that mean it's connected to separate incident? Dragonspine's ecosystem. Dragonspine has climates and it's covered in snow all year round. Even so, it's home to monsters and creatures that can withstand cold. Deep within the mountain lies the remains of even more mysterious creatures. Although the dragon has been dead for a long time, he still has particular life energy. Now that I think about it, a lot strange things has happened in Dragonspine. Most people know Albedo is of the captain and the base team, but in truth, he is a sinner of human created by one of the 5 sinners. Is intelligent and treats everyone with the kindness and respect. I think most people would agree with that assignment. He also think a calculated thinker. It's fair to say that he did commit a crime. If he did commit a crime, it would likely be well concealed. Up until now, Albedo has never displayed any ill will towards humanity, and he also still seems like his normal self. As his friend, I shouldn't reveal the truth of his identity. That only makes things worse for him. The encounter on Dragon Spine. I almost forgot. Paimon and I once encountered someone on Dragon Spine that looked exactly Albedo, and we were the only ones. Wait a second. Someone who looked exactly like him. I'm guessing Albedo has a plan, so I should help him out. But what does he want me to do? Announce the break? In that case, no, I should play it safe. Since I made a honest of the fact, I should be honest about my doubts too. It's only fair. Besides, I think I understand what it was trying to tell me now. I like to address a court, if I may. I was the one who investigated his office, and I believe the results raise a few questions. Regarding the two cases addressed in the previous trial, it was established that after disposing the body, the defendant uses alchemy to restore the ground to its original state. But that wasn't the case in the third location. The hole was still there, with a dirt scratch scattered around the perimeter. It looks like something has been dug up. If this was all done by one person, why wasn't the third scene given the same treatment as the others? Why weren't the traces removed? In addition, the markings around the third location wasn't fresh, which suggests that the Dragon Spine incident has happened a different time. For those reasons, I believe there's still a reasonable doubt in this case, and I hope the verdict reflects that. Thank you. As ever...
Questions there may be, but allow me to point out, there is no evidence to suggest that anyone besides the defendant knew about the third location, and the map was found in his notes. That fact alone makes him the most plausible suspect, unless Mr. Albedo suddenly plans to deny that the map belongs to him.
Allow me to respond to Traveler's point. If I have cared about the providing my innocence, I would indeed do as described and denied any connections to that map. But that is not what I intended to do. The map does belong to me, and I did hide things at those three locations.
What?
There was indeed a body at each location, and I did kill and bury someone at the Dragon Spine.
Ha! So you admit it. Let the record reflect that the defendant has confessed to his crimes.
You mistaken, miss. The story doesn't end there. Some time ago, I encountered an uninvited guest on Dragonspine. Somehow, one who wanted to take advantage of the deserted nature of the region to eliminate me in secret. His desire was to kill me and lead where I killed him instead, and buried the body on the mountain. The third location is marked on the map.
Actually, the traveler Amber Bennett and I were with Albedo that day. The Adventurers Guild was holding an event on Dragonspine. After it ended, we all left the area. If the person Albedo is referring to is different from the one we encountered on the mountain, then the altercation must have occurred after we left.
This only proves that the defendant is guilty on all counts. Those innocent people, their blood is on your hands.
No, you're wrong.
You deny it? After admitting to murder for the whole court to hear? You've clearly lost your mind.
If you would let me finish, Miss Hurd, I couldn't get the important part. The man who attacked me at Dragonspine was my height, with blonde hair, blue eyes, dressed in clothing nearly identical to mine. So someone who happened to look exactly like you. Exactly like him. So I was right. Does come back to what happened back then.
It's one thing to look similar, but for the clothes to be the same?
What's going on? I don't want to be here anymore.
Regardless, the important thing is that you admit to killing someone on Dragonspine.
Yes, I killed someone that day. Someone who looked nearly identical to me. But I never said that someone was a person. I see then. It appears I need a withdrawal of my testimony.
What?
Yeah.
Everyone! I brought her!
Wait, you...
The person who just came in, isn't that Hertha?
What's going on?
Why do you wear my face?
Hello to you, too.
As you see, this is Hertha, the captain of the Knights of Favonius.
I see what's going on here. It's all been leading up to this, hasn't it? Your confession. It was all an elaborate stunt to set me up. You want to undermine my credibility? Fine. It doesn't eliminate the mountain of evidence stacked against you. All I want is justice for the people of Mondstadt.
Order in the court. I've been stationed on Dragonspine all these years because of where the subject of my research lies. The Dragon Durin. Several hundred years ago, a dragon of the east, Dalvalin, defeated Durin in battle with the help of Barbados, sealed his remains in Dragonspine. Durin was created through alchemy, one of the finest specimens of the artificial life. As such, death was not true. It was not a true end for him. His heart still beats, growing more visible by the day. My impostor of Dragonspine was a failed specimen abandoned in Durin's stomach, and unsuccessfully. Yeah.
Homunculus?
Yeah.
Are you trying to insinuate that I'm some kind of homunculus? Because it looks to me like the artificial one is standing right there. Some kind of imposter you dragged in from Dragonspine.
So this is what I look like when I fly off the handle. You know, they say imitation is the best form of flattery, but your impersonation has overstayed its welcome.
Master Jean, what are you waiting for? We've known each other for so long. You recognize the real me, don't you?
The two of you look identical, but judging based off the new arrival actually seems more like I know.
That means nothing. By that logic, I could just as easily accuse the Albedo in this room of being an imposter. How do we know he isn't the fake one? A cold-blooded killer who replaced the real Albedo long ago.
But there's two of you in the room. That's the reason why your allegations wouldn't make sense. If there wasn't two of you in the room, then you could make that statement.
Then, how about something only the real Hertha would know?
the longest scar on my body. The knights who fought alongside me that day should remember where it is.
I remember. Let's hear your answer.
I'd like to hear Miles' answer first.
Huh?
You don't know? Or you don't remember? I heard you've been acting strange these days. Disoriented? Confused? You were closer to me than anyone during that battle. And yet you don't remember a thing. Strange indeed.
No, my head. It hurts.
The scar is right here. Albedo has done a lot of research into beings like you. If you deny it, then show us your arm.
No need to panic. You can just add it now. You excelled the changing appearance, don't you? Or I should say, all spawns of Durin's life force have that ability. A powerful life force, an appearance you can change at will. Yet here stands formless one paralyzed to act, because you were worried using the power could affect your accomplishments. Then Miles must be one of them too. There are others too, most of them being under the influence of Durin's life force have gathered here. And yet their presence is what impels her from taking action. Once you attempt to transform, all who surround you will be affected by your power, and you can't control it because this network of living beings you serve as a core.
Show us your arm. Ugh! Have it your way!
Whoa!
Come on, let's go!
Yep.
Hey! They're shielding the imposter!
She's trying to get away. Stop her. Don't let anyone stand in the way.
There are others trying to get in. Must be more people under her control.
Time to get moving, everyone.
Whoa! She just leaped across the room!
After her!
It's time. All units move out. Third company, keep on the imposter's tail. We finally have a chance to talk, but before I explain the events of the past few days, I'd like to make a few things clear. First, I never killed any of my fellow citizens, and I never used humans' remains as a part of an alchemy experiment. Second, the events of the past few days were all the parts of the plan. Most of the members of our order were in it on it. As I witnessed a Master Diluc picking up a situation long before today's process. Well, that's quite an evolving plan. Indeed, follow me. I had to read that because this is towards the end of this.
What? How are there monsters in the city?
They're all monsters from Dragonspine. An attack is imminent, but fear not. We've been preparing for this. We've been monitoring this of Durin's life force in nature. These monsters. We knew it was a matter of time before the events on Mondstadt. So we made preparations. I was hoping you two could join me and provide the assistance in the battle.
Where's our first stop?
On top of the city wall. Okay. Oh. 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 Oh.
someone's coming. Help me! Please! Someone help me!
What's with the freak out? It's just...
Ah, perfect. I can drop the act. Sorry, I thought you were regular citizens.
It's about time. I think we can...
I agree. Although, it's been a while since I dealt with something this big. Oh, it's gonna be pretty exhausting.
Don't worry. I'll treat you to a drink for your trouble.
Just what I wanted to hear.
So, these two know the other's identity then?
People can make new friends when we're not here, you know.
Monsters started surging in from Dragonspine during the trial. They soon became agitated, likely in response to the core coming under pressure. Still, I never expected those monsters to have become this advanced.
The power of evolution cannot be understated, especially considering the fact that Durans absorbed the previous imposters.
Wait, so what about the map? And the missing bodies?
What you have witnessed saw the true. I did hide those bodies. As I mentioned the situation of Dragonspine, I noticed that many who've there come back differently. Some were under the influence of Durans' power, but the less fortunate ones had already been devoured by monsters, who then assumed their appearance to infiltrate the city. Most of those who were replaced had no close relevant.
What about the remains Diluc found? Did they belong to one of the victims?
The only bodies Albedo destroyed were the monster's mimic forms. Then he buried whatever remained of the victims to put them to rest.
I'm glad then you remember what I told you about Subject 2. In his pursuit to replace Subject 1, he transformed to a Whopper flower into a Subject 3. Yes, that would be the Subject 2. I'm confronting him and buried his body in Dragonspine. So you see, at one point there was something hidden in that hole you found. But Duran is becoming more by the day. Under the influence of his power, the monster dug two bodies, returning in Durant's stomach. During absorbing the failed creatures along with his knowledge, the way he thinking. Ever since then, all creatures spawned from his power had the ability to transform their appearance. Humans who ventured into Dragonspine for too long are also bound to fall under Duran's influence, but those affected don't show themselves right away. Extent to which a person has been affected is hard to perceive.
You saw it for yourself, didn't you? All the people acting strange? Those are the same people who just tried to break into the Knights of Favonius headquarters. Duran's power remained dormant within them until, finally, it surged to the surface and seized control.
Wait, so... what do we do? We can't go around hurting innocent people!
That's why I'm here. It would make me look bad if I just lazed around after promising to help. Yes. So, if there are little secrets other people shouldn't know, my identity, for example, keep it to yourself, okay? Alright, this should do it.
Excuse me.
Wind currents? Paimon's never seen this many.
All good. We have enough manpower to provide support. Requesting assistance at the side gate. Heading over now.
Whoa! It's long-distance wind communication! How is that even possible? Actually, if you face away from the current and whisper like this, no one can hear you. No wonder you're crouching down there like you have something to... You didn't have to broadcast that.
Huh? That voice. Venti? Is that you?
Oops. Oh, you know, just a wandering bard calling for help. Thank goodness the Traveler, Paimon, and Albedo found me. Got me out of a tough spot. Thanks, friend. May the Animo Archon protect you. I've got things covered here.
I don't like being in the middle like this, especially on the bridge. Oh, look who it is. Get back. Oh!
Dodge this! Don't get frostbite!
This is actually...
Verdict is... This moment will be frozen in time. Cool! Retribution! Don't get frostbite. Freeze.
They're over there! Dilu, Kaya!
If I had time to make it out here, I guess in the other areas are
What?
secured.
We can't be here because we care? So what's the status over here? Aw, that's...
We'll see you soon. Dude, this would have been so much better if there was actually dialogue with all these characters. Oh, there's Fischl. Barbara Rosaria. Oh.
Let's dance. Hi. Huh. Huh. Hi. Yeah. Oh. begins.
Thank you so much, Miss Barbara. Things are still quite chaotic outside. It's best if you all remain inside the cathedral for now. Don't worry, Miss Barbara. I'll try not to put myself in harm's way. I can help with the logistics from the back.
As you said, the situation outside is chaotic.
Of course. Thank you, Miss Rosario.
Just doing my job. I'll leave the cathedral with you then, Barbara. You can count on me. Or don't you really know... There's Moma Jean. There's Noelle. Bennett. Amber, Mika. They're here. Prepare for battle. On guard, everyone. Incoming monsters at 11 o'clock. Look like we got 25 Haley Trolls, 2 Blaze Axe March Trolls, and a bunch of different slimes. Prepare elemental countermeasures. Roger that. We're playing as these guys again, aren't we? Oh, no, we're not.
Hey!
Ah.
Let's keep going, team.
No one escapes my sights.
This...
Final warning.
Oh, I forgot I can plunge attack.
No escape.
Leave the wounded to me.
Go, Baron!
Engaging. Yeah.
All units are now in position.
Hertha! Ah, jeez, your voice scared me just now.
What? Still caught up in the imposter incident? I thought you knew about the plan.
Well, after you up and disappeared one day, all Master Jean told me was that you'd be gone for a while on an important mission, and that it'd be better if people thought you were dead. And then, what do you know? Someone who looks exactly like you appears out of nowhere 2 days later. If Master Jean hadn't told me about your mission, I would have fallen for it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, for sure. She's someone you can really count on.
Wait, so how did you decide Hertha should disappear again? After all this fighting, I can't seem to get it straight.
When did that happen?
Over 6 months ago.
Whoa, so this has been a long time in the making. But how did the Knight's internal information even reach Durin and his monsters?
There's an informant among our ranks.
Tracked her down.
Honestly, this whole situation almost gave Paimon a heart attack. All those awful accusations in the first trial, and you couldn't even defend yourself! Yeah, thank goodness we were able to back her into a corner. Aw, that means a lot. Wait, was that Eula just now? Let's go to the side gate to check it out.
Lupercal, it's you.
Get back!
It happened a lot before? Huh. Gentle electrocution.
I must leave no stone unturned. Someone needs assistance. Steady as stone.
Feel this ancient power.
Time to clean up.
It's all my fault. I knew Clea was fast, but disappearing like this? I only lost sight of her for 1 second. How am I going to explain this to Albedo?
Explain what?
She's...
Albedo! Traveler! Paimon! What brings you here?
She's scared of Albedo out of everyone.
Yeah, plus we kinda already heard what you said, so...
Clee, she disappeared right under my nose. I'm sorry. I'm doing all I can to find her.
Wait! Something's coming this way, and it doesn't look pretty!
She was right next to me, and the next thing I knew, she ran off somewhere. I swear I only lost sight of her for a second. Eye for an eye. Shudder.
Moments of birth.
Those bombs. I see what you mean. She's not to be underestimated. Rack and ruin. More speed.
We won! Great work.
Albedo, you can't be serious. Camping. Ah, right. The truth isn't suitable for little ears. Of course. I place myself in your capable hands, Spark Knight.
You would be honored that you would do her best. Dude, honestly, Klee is so adorable. I just don't like her kit. I wish they did something better for her. Her kit is so bad.
We're back!
Amber?
Hi, everyone. Oh, well, wait. Does that mean you saw me running for my life? Just kidding. But you're right. It was tough out there. I almost lost my hat to the wind several times. Of course. I was out on the city wall for quite some time. I heard all sorts of things. As for something notable, well, I picked up on anxious voices and a child's anger.
Oh, no wonder Venti sensed a child's anger through the wind.
That same feeling. It's close!
Oh, nothing much to report, actually. Good. No problems. Ugh.
Don't move. Man, I didn't think the story quest would take this long.
Wait, the operation isn't over. What do we do now?
I still remember when he approached me about asking the lovely ladies of the Hexen Circle for a small favor. The chumminess caught me off guard. If I hadn't known any different, I'd have thought he was talking about his older sisters or something.
Older sisters? Is Varka really young or something?
I wouldn't exactly call him young, but he's not old either. Of course! Traveler, pass me the Dodo communication device.
Huh? You're gonna use that thing to call them?
Just watch and learn. Okay, I think this should do it.
What's that ringing? Is it the wind or something?
Hold on, that's not the right voice.
Wait. Barbados?
Varka? Oops, wrong contact. Sorry, Varka, you're probably busy right now.
But considering I'm surrounded on both sides with a group on my tail looking to turn me into mincemeat, yeah, I'd say so.
Yes. Well, have fun with that. We can talk some other time.
All right, pass along my regards. Oh, and I still owe you for those drinks, don't I? Just take it from my stash. I keep it in...
Hey! He was just about to tell us where to find his secret stash!
Hello? Who is this?
Greetings, Miss Alice. It's Venti.
Venti? Nope, it doesn't ring a bell.
You're really gonna tease me like this? Ugh, fine. It's Barbados.
Apologies, just a bit of fun. What can I do for you, dear Barbados?
You still remember the tripartite conference, right? I'm calling on behalf of a friend. He's asking for a meeting.
Oh? And which brave soul is it this time?
Albedo, captain of the Knights of Favonius investigation team, requests a formal meeting with the Hexen Circle.
And what is your wish, dear Albedo? How unprecedented. Something even your mother Rhine-daughter never accomplished?
Okay, that makes no sense.
You've piqued my interest. I'll be right there.
Hello again, everyone.
Please tell me that's not Alice. Because I was not expecting her to look like a slime fox.
Darling, isn't it? It even has its own hat.
Wow, the attention to detail.
pleasure to see you all again. It's been a while. On behalf of the Hexen Circle, I hereby grant Albedo's request. I'm guessing you still need to prepare? Take your time. Just come find me at the long table when you're ready.
Aw, that's nice of you.
Huh, I suppose it's just my nature, darling.
Alright, I'm gonna have to end the stream. I'm like really tired. I was not expecting it to take this long. We will probably end up finishing this quest tomorrow. And then we might start doing Sea Lolly's quest. So I will catch you guys later.